Hooray Underwood with Heath Counseling here, and Millie. I was trying to make the video without Millie. Today's my admin day from home, and she wanted to be in the video. That wasn't going to happen, so here we are, whatever. Okay, have you ever watched like a horror film or a Lifetime movie, and the entire time you're like screaming and saying, "Get out of there, he's coming!" Or like, "Don't believe him, he's done this before." That's how I feel whenever I watch couples have conflict on television. I don't watch a lot of television, but this is a show that I watch every Tuesday, my husband and I, and it's called Married at First Sight. It's kind of a weird concept, but it's really interesting. Okay, you don't need to know any backstory about this couple, except for the fact that there's tension and they're in the car together. So, oh, I'm sorry, I'll calm down. Okay, there's tension and they're in the car, so we can all relate to this. The only thing that's happened so far is that she has said, "What's wrong?" And let's just kind of start there. Instead of saying what's wrong, you really want to have open door communication, which is, "Hey, I feel like something's going on. I feel like things are tense. Is there something wrong? Am I reading that correctly?" Instead of saying what's wrong. What's wrong is definitely closed door communication, and you're going to get more of a reaction than a response when you say that. So let's just start there. It's about like 2 minutes, and I'll just kind of walk you through what I do with couples when we're talking about communication. Hey, shh, shh, shh. Okay, here we go. So she has said, "What's wrong?" at this point.
You have a perception on things. I have perception on things, other people have perception on things, blah, blah, blah. But the stories that you say happen.
And if you want to do a little fun game, we can do a little you bingo. You can just count how many times he says you instead of I. A little fun fact.
Happen how they really happened. To me, you left, and it hurts. Mia paints a picture of that she is the victim almost each time. And it makes me feel pissed off because once again, she goes back to that place of being passive-aggressive, trying to throw me under the bus. See, that's what I'm saying. You twist stories.
Do you notice she's put her sunglasses on? I don't know what that means to you, but for me, I'm done. If I put my sunglasses on, I'm done. I'm no longer in this conversation. And can we talk about being in the car also? He is in a position of power, right? He's driving. He's responsible for their lives right now. And he's kind of, sending these messages that sound very aggressive and attack-oriented. So, I mean, he's not probably going to get much of an assertive response from her because she's just by nature in a really passive situation being in the passenger seat. So just some things to think about. Time and place are so important when you start your communication.
Make me look like a monster. And that's crap, because now that's why I said it makes me look like the bad husband. That hurts. So I've had your back from day one. You're so...
Okay. You're... And I've had your back, and you're making... And so we get in that. She's like just taking the storm, like taking it one by one by one by one by one. Oh, Millie, I'm so sorry. We're getting really worked up. This is how I get whenever we're watching a show. So he hasn't left any room for her at this point. He hasn't asked her any questions. Hey, is there a reason why you do these things? Hey, it would really help me to understand when you do this, what's your intention there? Those are all open door communication. Oh, you want out of the backpack? Okay, we're going to watch a little bit more.
On, oh my goodness, you kicked me out, or whatever. You didn't stop me from leaving. You expect me to have
That's
the
where I
perfect...
could say that you're hiding feelings.
But you expect me to have the perfect reaction to every situation.
Okay, so she just jumped in. He didn't ask her a question. He didn't ask her for input or anything. She just went ahead and said, "If I'm going to get in, I'm going to get in on this conversation right now." So she just started trying to say something. She came out with an I statement, and he literally cut her off. She didn't even finish her sentence. So even if she was going to participate, he's not in it for her input. And that should be her cue to stop the conversation. Hey, this doesn't seem like a really good time for you right now because I'm not really finding any windows to speak on my part. So maybe we talk about this later.
Oh, not. You've never had the perfect reaction to any Like,
Really?
Yeah, you haven't had the perfect.
Oh, so she just jumped in with the same rules. She said, oh, he's going to play dirty. I'll play dirty too. I'm starting to use these hot words like you've never and any. So now she's coming from this, you've never had my back to any situation. These are very ultimatum type comments, right? So these are extreme things. Of course he's going to get defensive because she can't truly say he's never in any, right? And so now it's just defense and defense. Or actually, offense, putting the other person on defense.
The reaction, so from the beginning when I was told you were a stalker, and the reaction was to choose to believe I saw something different and stay by you.
Okay, so now we don't even know what we're talking about anymore. He said, like in the beginning when I heard you were a stalker. So now we were here and he threw this bone way over there and now we are there. And you know, do you see how it kind of they fueled each other on getting there. So she said, you've never done anything to have my back. Well, he has an example, right? Because she said that. He has an example. He brings up the example. And now we're talking about what? We're talking about when they first met, and here we go. It just goes downhill from this point. This conversation should have been postponed, like, I don't know, about 5 seconds into it when he was just kind of, oh, you.
Wasn't a perfect reaction.
I wasn't there for that.
You're right. Since you weren't there for that, it doesn't matter.
Oh gosh. Here we go again. I just feel like we're talking in circles and bringing up a lot of things that have happened.
You are talking in circles, and you guys are bringing up a lot of things. Is it funny to anybody else that when they come back and they're doing like the reflection moment and they're like insight about how they felt and stuff in those moments, isn't it funny how if they would have just said those things in the beginning, it'd be great. Like in the beginning, he was saying, you know, I just felt I had a lot of resentment coming in. That would have been a great tone to bring to this conversation. Hey, I'm feeling like I just have a lot of resentment right now for you. I was wondering if we could talk. If they would have had this tone with these insights coming from a place of but they let their emotions get the best of them. So let's just kind of watch a couple more seconds.
That I thought we were over. My whole thing is that if you don't have my back, that's what.
How? If I say that everybody has different perceptions, how's that not happen?
And bless her heart, she tried again. So she said, my whole thing, you can't hear her because she's not asserting herself because she's in the passenger seat of an angry man that's driving. But she says, you know, my whole thing is that you just don't have my back. And he just cuts her off again. And so cue red flag number 3, hitting her in the head of just stop this conversation. You guys need to have this conversation later.
I wasn't the one at the girls' night or whatever saying all this stuff like I'm criticizing you.
Trust me, it doesn't feel good to have all my stuff moved out. It doesn't feel good.
It wasn't moved out. You left.
They have dug their heels in on what's right and what's wrong, who's telling the truth and who's lying, instead of this made me feel and him saying, well, this made me feel. They could have come to such a better solution because what they're trying to do in the car right now is talking about hurt feelings that happened, but instead they're trying to make this fact-oriented of who is right and who is wrong about what they said, instead of it hurt, and I felt disrespected too. We're not going to watch any more of it because honestly it's just too painful and I could be here all day. And little Millie's getting a little cranky. Oh, no, hungry. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know if you like this, if you want to see some more. Maybe next time we can do it a little less chaotic without a baby. But let me know if this is something you'd want to see more of, or shoot me over a segment of something that you've seen or a fight and you want me to put some words to it. Okay, have a great day. Bye.